Hello everybody, this is Mr. Po and this is another episode of What's Good About the Tank. You wonder why I kinda dressed like the same, because I've just finished recording one episode and I've decided to record another one. And today it will be different because together with you we will dive into Reddit. I do not know even what I will look at, but I will choose later, you know, the beats are better. And together with you right now, I'm online. We will take a look at the aquariums and see what's good about them, appreciate the effort, appreciate the beauty by other content creators, so big shout out to everybody featured. So let's go and dive in Reddit. So the first one, my first planted tank, 1 year progress. If it is your first one, it feels like not the first one. Big applause to anyone who kinda like, you know, does such a thing for the first time. Because take a look at this. This looks like an experienced fish keeper aquarium. And it has this arc, you know. I think that the designer here, the owner, he went with this, you know, designs on the left, on the right side in order to create these surroundings, okay? And everything smaller is on the inside, because you see the Rotala looks a little bit shorter here, right? So we have some neon tetras, we have some corridors, beautiful aquarium. I don't know the size, but it really looks nice. So big shout out to the growth, because 1 year growth and I think without any CO2. Oh no, there is CO2. Yes, on the left side. Anyway, you know, the 1 year progress like this is just a beautiful achievement in my opinion. So keep on doing like this, sir. So the next one. This is, you know, the aquarium which was kind of like shared and the owner says how you can improve it. So well, let's take a look. A beautiful scape. It looks a little bit unnatural because of this castle. Take a look. I like this negative space. I like the how, you know, the owner set up the stones. I also like these embedded plants, you know. But what can be improved here? Well, first of all, I think that the castle needs to be removed. And instead of this castle, you can actually put some more stones here on the left side. And you should also continue on the right side here. But you should put lower, you know, stones, like smaller ones on that side. So that's how you will have more transition. You can also, you know, put some detail stones around in order to make this transition from the sand to the hardscape. And what else I would suggest? Of course, more planting. You know, the negative space in this aquarium, it looks a little bit big. You see, the empty space is too big. So it needs to be reduced just a little bit, okay? Oh, it just like, you know, it nearly fell. So, well, it needs to be bigger. So, you know, you need to put more, you know, plants on the backside. And maybe more hardscape, but do not overdo it. It should be just slightly, you know, smaller. And of course more plants. So that's how you improve it. So, and of course, if you have a budget, you need to go with the backlight, okay? So the backlight on the backside, it would be great in order to make a contrast. Let's take a look at this shallow aquarium. I really liked it because, you know, first of all, I guess that there is a very nutritious substrate, because like there is a thick layer. But I do not see any, like I see, but not so much of the live plants here. So I think it's a good idea to embed some, you know, shorter plants, or maybe just cut them, because the substrate really would do its job. Judging by the hardscape that is chosen, this is more like a river style aquarium, and also judging by these immersed plants that grow above. This is a great idea, you know. First of all, these plants, they suck up all the excess nutrients, and the next thing is they just look beautiful. You have this transition between, you know, the aquarium itself and the air, so you know it's like a transition, something in between, you know, the water world and external world, which is great. I like the floodlights and how you kind of implemented them in this scape. They illuminate the aquarium and the plants themselves, which is really good. And you see the curtain is here in order to prevent the algae growth, so I think the owner sometimes opens it for the live plants which are domestic like above, right? So I think that more plants are needed, but not so many, because it's like a river style. In the river, sure, you will not see a lot of plants in water, So just a few different plants. And also I like the kind of hardscape here. These are all round pebbles, something you will see in the river, of course, right? So the river things are designed like this, and they kind of like get smaller, like from the left side to the right they get smaller. It has a practical value because the left side is for this land area more. So but maybe what I would do, I would replace this stone here and that stone here, because they kind of look like more angular. So if you put some rounder pebbles instead of those, it will look even better, right? Maybe a little bit more uniform, but slightly more rivery. And the water is a little bit murky, and I see that the owner writes that he has just set up this aquarium after 4 years of the gap in hobby. And that's why it's murky. It's natural, for this blooming of bacteria, etc. in the first aquariums, in a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, the water will be murky. So it's kind of like okay. This one I really liked because it looks like an islandscape. So you see, you have these big stones, and the golden rule of the golden ratio here, you just divide your aquarium in 3 kind of like parts, and where these parts kind of like separated, right, you place the most important pieces, the biggest pieces of the hardscape. So that's what the owner did here. So it has this off-center composition here. Obviously the rule of thirds is playing the role here, and the way the wood is kind of placed in between the rocks is very clever. So you see, we have this action happening, like they stick out and go up. So this is like an upflow here, and the plants are really cleverly put in between the stones, anubias, right, some other plants in the background. So beautiful aquascape. Sometimes in order to create something impressive, you need to go with less pieces of plants and less hardscape and less details. For example, there are no detail stones, just plain gravel in the foreground. Maybe in the background there are some nutritious and thicker layer because of the plants here. Beautiful tank. It doesn't even require much, about the background is just misted a little bit, right? So CO2, I think there is no CO2, of course. There is this canister filter, really great choice, smaller canister filter for smaller aquariums. So beautiful tank. I really like it, and it's really impressive. It's minimalistic a little bit, but it really creates an impression. I really like that one, because I had such a wood. It was much smaller, but it kind of looked like this. And the owner here posted how it looked and how it is going on now, day 105. And boy, this has grown up so beautifully. You see, this is an example of a more natural aquascape. So you have this nutritious layer on the left side and maybe plain gravel on the right side. You just embed the plants, all around. And you just let them do what they do, and it creates a more jungly approach to the scape. The plants take over the wood. Some parts of it are then concealed by the plants, and they just do their own thing. They are just messy, embedded throughout. So a beautiful aquarium. I do not know the stocking. Maybe there is only shrimp, probably, but it's really impressive because of just the way the nature works. You just let the nature decide for itself what to do here. So 3.5 months of growth, really beautiful, no CO2. That's what it does, the nature itself. So well, that's what it is. You see, many different aquascapes, many different approaches, many different designs, so all beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed, guys. You enjoyed this video, and there will be more videos to come, probably, hopefully. So well, that's what we do in this series of videos. We just appreciate others' aquascapes, and I analyze what is good about them, in order to attract more people into the hobby. So it would be a good idea to check out such things, especially for those who want to join aquascaping. So well, take care, guys. It was a pleasure doing this video, and I hope it was a pleasure to watch it with me. So well, take care then, and see you next time.